Kokomi's auto-targeting is truly amazing. As you can see in the background, her fish literally hone in on the enemy like little missiles, even if the enemy stands at a given range. And this is just what's so cool about the character. So this is what we'll be discussing in today's video. How does Kokomi's auto-targeting work? What are some of the limitations and so on? And where are a couple of like practical examples of where you can see it. So obviously Thunderbird's a very good example. Even at a fairly like distant range, you can attack him. So how does this work exactly? Well, let's quickly go to the Golden Wolf Lord to get a bit of a demonstration. In essence, what I assume is happening in the game is that you have some sort of detection radius for certain attacks, and if the enemy's hitbox is within that detection radius, the moment the frame goes off, in other words, on that single frame you release the projectile, you can sort of auto-target the enemy wherever he is. Now, sometimes your attacks will not actually connect with the enemy, and I assume this is because the game sort of hides the hitbox. As you can see with the Golden Wolf Lord, we're not triggering anything, but there comes a point like right there where suddenly our attacks do hit him, and I've noticed this with you and me and some other characters as well, and I think it's just purely dependent on like some of the enemy interactions, but generally it is actually quite easy to hit them from range. A very good example, of course, is also Yelan, and this is what makes her elemental burst different from Xingshu's, because she actually inherits the same sort of auto-targeting that Kokomi does, and this enables her to also attack enemies that are moving or teleporting, provided you've actually registered the hit before they sort of like jump away and so on. So as amazing as this auto-targeting is, what are some of the limitations of it? Well, if you've noticed in the background as I was playing here against Scaramouche, there's obviously a range limit associated with it. So you can see there goes my fish, but it didn't actually get or hit like the leg, and that's just because, well, after you've traveled a certain distance, the projectile itself almost like expires. So that is one thing to keep in mind, but it's only really an issue against enemies like the Scaramouche Bosch and so on. But against most enemies, you'll definitely hit them. I've certainly found quite a lot of success with Kokomi hitting enemies, especially the Hilichurls when they stand on top of the towers. You can hit them from the bottom of the ground, and that just makes her so convenient in the overworld, especially if you don't want to now switch to an archer and your attacks can't hit and so on. But yeah, this is just sort of a short video that I wanted to put together for you guys. It's one of those aspects I've talked a lot about, but we haven't really dug into the detail of it with Kokomi. But it's one of those things that I think certainly makes Kokomi unique amongst a lot of the Catalyst users, power crept only by Nahida, who can obviously hit everything at range. But oh yeah guys, that's just what I wanted to make in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you all have a lovely day. Cheers.